longer a part of the platform. Let's go.
You still on the show, Bigga? I was gonna get to that, but I'm trying to let him.
The last several shows, I have not been on the show. No, I haven't.
Is there a reason why you have not been on the show lately?
I would say that me and my brother, our paths came. It came to a fork in the road. It was built. Everything you were saying, I've been hearing. Mm-hmm. I am a boss and I am who I am, but I still got to deal with my family. I have a wife, I have children, I have a father, I have close friends that's business people, and it's become a problem after a while when I got to keep hearing from them. But are you getting paid? Are you getting money from this? He's not giving you no money. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting paid. And I'm not doing this for money. You know what I'm saying? I do this when the people see me and they say they hear Christ. I like that. It makes me feel good. And my people look at me, yeah, don't be stupid.
I spoke to you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'm like,
a conversation. Like, I mean, we gonna talk candy heads. Like,
no.
Listen, I didn't understand. I know I would hate why he didn't like me, because I was a catalyst for everybody getting paid. That was a big deal. Nobody even give a fuck. Heineken did not give a fuck. Heineken was on some like, we're gonna go be monumental and we're gonna make our money the way we've been making our money and all that shit. And yes.
Let me stop it right there. Something that he said. My microphone sounds crazy. I don't like this microphone. He said just now, kind of made me raise an eyebrow, right? Bigga said he was not doing this for the money. He was doing it because, he felt as though that his voice was impactful. People appreciated what he said. He's a man of God, all that type of good stuff, right? He did it because he genuinely enjoyed going up there, networking, talking to different celebrities and everything like that. It was a great opportunity for him. But what struck me is what he said when people was in his ear. Bigga had people in his ear asking him questions, not minding their own business about money. Oh, how much you getting paid? Does he pay you to go up there? Blah, 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 blah. People in his ear telling him that he's being taken advantage of. Mind you, if you just heard what Bigga said a minute ago, he said he didn't care about the money. He genuinely enjoyed going up there and having fun up there, because sometimes people don't realize the opportunity unless there's a paycheck behind it. That's why they have these things called internship, right? There's a thing called internship where you will work for a particular person without necessarily getting any type of pay, in order for the greater opportunity, the networking opportunity, the possibilities, even the money that you could get on the back end, as far as like, people paying you to do walkthroughs, people pay you to come on their podcast, people booking you for this, people booking you for that, and other opportunities, and even able to get the publicity, the free publicity that you may need in order to be able to start your own show. This is why a lot of people like that, I could use an analogy or an example of saying, like, college sports. We hear that college students don't get paid, even though there's a lot of discrepancy between that, because what you get out of playing for like the NCAA is a free education, and after you graduate, you'll be able to, get a job or whatever situation may be, or have the possibility of playing professional sports, whether it's overseas or in the NBA or NFL, whatever the situation may be. So most people always want the bag, and somebody like Bigga, right? I can't tell him what he should have had done, but I could give my personal advice. For what I'm understanding with Bigga is that Bigga's rich. I'm hearing what I'm pointing to this interview that I heard on Bagfuel. He's rich, and I know somebody automatically a trigger went off in your head. So what does that got to do with him not getting paid? Hear me out. Bigga wanted to have his own show. He's been up there for 3 years. Bigga, according to what Bigga said on Bagfuel, Bigga didn't learn anything as far as the business is concerned when it comes to being on Matt Hoffa's show. Matt Hoffa never gave him the business. But what I'm saying is that sometimes you could just learn just by being in the environment, soaking things up and learning on your own. You don't necessarily need somebody to hold your hand and teach you the business. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And if Bigga been doing this for how long he been doing it and he wasn't getting paid, what made him wait 3 years to say something now? Because there's been people that been on that platform before, like a Space Ghost, like a Heineken and Esso. They started getting paid towards like the back end, but a lot of the issues that the people that once was on his show was basically about money. So Bigga already knew what it was. Why come now? And I don't think it's cool for him to go automatically to his ops and go and do an interview with him, because that shows from the beginning, in my personal perspective, that you was hating and you was jealous for you to go to his ops and do a tell-all interview. I don't respect it. I don't respect if you say that's your man, that's your brother, that's your friend, this, that, and the third, and as soon as y'all fall out, you run to his opposition to call yourself kind of snitching, exposing, whatever the situation may be. I don't respect it. I think, to me, that shows that you already had in mind to try to destroy this man. And that's why you always have to be careful who you help out in the world, because the same people that you try to help out and put on will be the same people that will try to destroy you. This is facts. So I hear what he's saying. He wasn't getting paid and all that type of shit. But you up there for 3 years and you over there talking about something. You got over 100 employees and you drive to upstate New York and you got a 4-story mansion and shit like that. Why is money even an issue if you went up there and you said that you felt as though that your voice was needed because you are a man of God and you had knowledge and wisdom to give to the people and all that type of stuff? That's what I don't respect. You know what I mean? But that's just how I look at it. He just looks like I see a Gift and a Curse podcast and it says he has no integrity. I definitely agree. That's some female stuff to do. Say me and Gift and the Curse podcast was doing a show together and things went left and I went to Bishop Whitehead and started exposing and go to Bishop Whitehead and start doing interviews about things that me and a Gift and the Curse podcast talked about behind the scenes. Go to her oppositions and do that type of shit. That to me is sucker shit. Like she just said in the comment section, that shows zero integrity as a man. And I personally can't respect it. I think it's some sucker shit. People can say what they want to say. I'm biased or whatever. I'm not biased. I feel as though it is what it is. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be working at an establishment for somebody for 3 years, not getting paid, and say something after 3 years. Why did it take you 3 years to say something? Did you have Stockholm Syndrome or something like that? What took you 3 years to say something? Because here's how I look at it, right? Me as somebody who y'all know that I'm trying to do my little podcasting thing, my little journalistic thing, or whatever the situation may be. Me getting invited to Mad Hoffa show or whatever show that's actually established right now on kind of like mainstream media would be an honor for me to go up there. And I wouldn't go up there thinking that I'm going to get paid. I'm looking up there because I know there's an opportunity to grow my platform behind the bar. Because when I go up there and if I make a certain impression up there, I know that the traction from what I'm doing up there is automatically going to leak over to behind the bar, because people going to be like, oh snap, that guy behind the bar, I like how he asks questions. I like his character on the show. Let me go check him out on his own platform. You see what I'm saying? So let's get to all of it. We're going to break down the receipts. I'm going to show y'all little clips, videos, and everything like that where I feel as though Bigga, right now, I don't respect it. I heard them on Bagfuel talking about that's my brother, that's my this, and that's my that. How you going to call him your brother? How you going to call him this? How you going to call him that? But you go on his ops and do a tell-all. What part of the game is that? Like, people are so fascinated with clout and they want to, man, it to me is BS, but I digress. Let me continue to play some more receipts on exactly what's going on over there. Bigga use an analogy as far as he felt as though, you know, he brought a lot to the table and helped prepare the food, cook the food, make the plates, wash the dishes, and watch everybody eat in front of him besides him. Which I thought was a really very good analogy, but it will only make sense if this man wasn't there for 3 years knowing what was going on. Bigga wants to have his own show, and that's always a conflict of interest sometimes when it comes to this podcasting thing, because now if Bigga gets a show, he becomes quote unquote the competition of my expert opinion. You know, some may say, well, you know, you should be able to, you know, help bring people up and everything like that. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. You know, I got people that was inspired to do content because of watching Behind the Bar, and you know, there's people that I try my best to help because I'm the type of person that feels as though if they win, I win. If I win, they win. One hand wash the other. But not everybody has that same exact mentality. Some people feel as though it's a crab in a bucket, there's only room for one, or whatever the situation may be. And Matt probably felt that way. Maybe he did. Maybe he felt as though helping people like Heineken, helping people like Esso, helping people like Space Ghost, helping people like Bigga will take away from his platform. I don't see that happening, especially because of the trajectory of what's going on over there at My Expert Opinion. If you ask my unexpert opinion, I feel as though those particular guys won't interfere with the growth of My Expert Opinion. I feel as though that Matt will still be getting, you know, his platform will grow more and more, even if his peoples that work with him also start their own platform. It is what it is. But let's continue watching the show and let's listen to the analogy that Bigga used as far as fishing.
Spoke about business, talking, and there's a fork in the road. What has now transpired? Is there a way to reconcile between y'all two, or is there another path that needs to go forward on how?
All right, so when you have a man that have the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and you invite the man off his ship to come onto your boat to watch you fish,
Mm-hmm.
he assists you, but you helping you fish. He got a boat of his own. He got a ship actually of his own. He assists you. Go ahead and set it up. For me, it's hard for me at this point, at this age, and I have kids, I have family, I have a legacy of my own that I have to be concerned with. It's hard for me to be a part of something that I'm not a part of. It's hard for me to be in the kitchen, help cook the food, help put the ingredients in the pot, help set the dinner table, help make the plate. But I don't get a plate. But I'm supposed to set the table, watch everybody else eat the meal that I help cook. Whether you want to take that from me or not, I help cook that meal. I even help set the plate. And I'm going to even help wash the dishes. But I don't have no plate.
How did it make you feel though, Bigga? Because
It makes me feel like this. It makes me feel, and this is what I want the world to know. No man can give you what God is not giving you. And no man can take from you, what God has given you. I work for the Lord. That was always evident when I came on that show.
Mm-hmm.
I get paid in so many ways, that my blessings from God, my blessings from the Lord.
Is there any way to reconcile?
Ways to reconcile? It's nothing, bro.
Money.
My thing is,
Because you fought for us to come back.
Yeah.
So, and let's listen. We have great moments. This stuff, like you brought your son.
All right. So you clearly heard him just now say, you know what I mean? He felt as though everybody else around him was eating besides him. Sometimes in life, man, when you look at other people, what other people got going on and try to compare yourself to them, sometimes in life you might lose out on an opportunity because it's like you're looking at what the next man has and trying to see and compare what you got, what they got. Sometimes in life it's best to be concerned with your own thing and what you got going on for yourself as opposed to being concerned about what the next man got going on, because you find yourself sometimes sticking your foot in your mouth. Again, in my unexpert opinion, I think being up there on that platform and being able to be around all these big name people, whether it's the celebrities coming through or whatever the situation may be, you have opportunities up there to network and build your own brand while being on the platform. I think there's ways about going about things as opposed to just automatically the first thing that you do is go to the man's enemies, the people who were once affiliated with the platform, go over there to bash him. I just don't respect that. And that's my only issue as far as how Bigga went about the situation, because the people that he went to, for those that don't know, they have a show called Bagfuel. It's starring Heineken and Esso. Heineken was once he had a show on This Is 50, which flopped. Heineken had a show on thisis50.com. He used to have like C-list celebrities come over there, porn stars, like nobody asked people come over to his platform for the most part. And he used to, interview with them or whatever, and that particular show went down the toilet and it flopped. His show was not a success, and that's not even shade. It's the difference between shade and the truth. That show that he had on This Is 50 was trash. Esso, nobody knew him as far as being a personality at all. He came from I believe he did work in the industry and everything like that and did the business aspect of the industry, but nobody knew him as a personality at all whatsoever. So, even Esso being up there, now people have a face to who you are as far as you being the behind the scenes guy with the business. Now you're on the forefront in front of the camera, and not everybody could do this thing. What I mean by that, not everybody is built to be on the microphone and talk. Some people, need to be in the background and, do certain things. That's why production, they have a lighter. I said lighter. They have a lighting guy that does the lighting. They have an audio visual guy. They got all this type of things, producers in the back end, in order to make a show run smoothly. Not everybody's like behind the bar where I'm my own lighting guy, where I'm my own cameraman and everything like that. Not everybody's as talented as me. Nah, but all jokes aside, in order to run a production, everybody has to play their position. Everybody has to play their part. The problem is everybody wants to be the head honcho. Everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to be that guy that everybody looking at, because now what comes with that is that they start gaining popularity and fame, and not everybody can handle that. Not everybody can handle fame. Now that they're out and about and they probably walk on their own personal life, and people are starting to recognize them and saying, "Oh snap, you're bigger from my expert opinion, man," or "You're SO from my expert opinion," and people are starting to notice that, and jealousy starts to come about, unfortunately. You know what I mean? We can't just be happy for somebody winning and wait your turn or try to figure out how to get to the bag yourself. But that's my personal perspective on how I look at things. It's just to me, man, I just see what goes on, and it happens not just with my expert opinion. We've seen it happen on many platforms. We seen it happen on $1 Million Worth of Game. Before, when there was Wallow and Gilly, there was also a third party that was involved with them. His name was Devin, and Devin also had a similar complaint. But shout out to Devin, because Devin turned his situation when he got kind of like kicked off of $1 Million Worth of Game because of, I think it was money situation, that they wasn't getting paid right. Now Devin got his own show going on, and it's pretty good actually. Devin's show is really, really good that I watch on YouTube. You know what I mean? So Devin figured out how to turn lemons into lemonades, and he capitalized off of being affiliated with $1 Million Worth of Game to build his own platform. So people need to take lessons from Devin. That's a fact. Joe Budden, we seen what happened with Joe and Maul. What's his name? Rory and Maul. How when nobody knew who Rory or Maul was before the Joe Budden podcast, nobody knew who they were. But when things didn't work out, what do? They go on platforms and they bash him and Joe this and Joe that, blah, 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 as opposed to focusing on their own platform, which I believe they're doing now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't watch them. And build your own platform. That's how you're supposed to do it, in decency and in order. For my personal opinion, there's no going back right now for Bigga, because at the end of the interview, they asked him, how can y'all rectify the situation? And Bigga talk about, we need to have a sit down and blah, 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 blah. It's too late for that. It's too late to have a sit down once you sit down with my ops, because now I know who you really are. You showed me who you really are. You exposed yourself without even realizing that you exposed yourself. I'm not going to trust you if you're going to sit back and expose the program. You sat there and exposed the goddamn on program and behind the scene things, and who did this and who that, who got paid, and sitting there pocket watching and shit like that. It's weird to me, and I personally don't respect it. But I digress. I want to continue playing more. Devin Wade's show is fire. Devin Wade's show is fire. I mean, everything from the video, the audio. He got the bad women on there in bikinis and two pieces. Devin's show was underrated. Devin's show look better than all these podcast shows. Way better than how Joe Budden shit look. Way better than what $1 Million Worth of Game look. Way better than, only probably person that probably got a better theme than this is probably Drink Champs, and they covered by Revolt and shit like that. Devin shit is fire. Got mad bad bitches on there. That's a fact. Shit look crazy though. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get to more. If y'all can do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm not asking for no donation, nothing. We just talking today. All I ask for y'all is hit the like button for your boy. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking